Welcome to another Nords Tech Tip. In this video, we're going to talk about maintenance monitors and specifically the three most commonly used. Before we dive in, let me explain what maintenance monitors are and generally what we use them for. As the name implies, they are used for monitoring the unit during maintenance or troubleshooting. These are strictly monitors, so there's no harm in poking around to see what the heater's doing. Our customer care team walks people through these on a daily basis to help identify issues or confirm a heater is working properly. In fact, if you've called in before, you may have been walked through some of these already. There are a few dozen different maintenance monitors on a given heater, but most of them are not used on a regular basis. The three we'll talk about here are amongst the most commonly used and most helpful to verify the heater's correct operation. We'll start off with maintenance monitor 14, which is the flow rate. This is one of the more important monitors as all tankless turn on and stay on based on the flow passing through it. If there's no flow going through the tankless or the flow sensor isn't detecting that flow, the unit will sit there idle because it's not seeing a demand for hot water. Once the minimum flow rate is detected, usually half a gallon per minute on most models, the unit will start the ignition process and heat the water to the set temperature. The unit will continue to monitor the flow rate and cold water temperature, which, by the way, is maintenance monitor 30, and apply just the right amount of heat to produce the correct hot water temperature. The heater is constantly checking those and several other monitors during operation to ensure the set temperature is maintained within a degree or two. You can verify this while the heater is running by looking at maintenance monitor 31, which is the hot water outlet temperature. This should match the set temperature plus or minus 1 or 2 degrees under most circumstances. Now let's talk about some real-world uses for these maintenance monitors. Let's say you have a faucet in your home that doesn't get hot when you turn it on. All other fixtures get hot just fine, but for some reason, this one refuses. It's very likely that faucet is not creating enough flow for the heater to respond. You can check this by using maintenance monitor 14 to see the flow it creates. If it's less than the minimum of the unit, that would explain why it's not activating the heater. From there, you can investigate why it doesn't create enough flow. Oftentimes, an aerator that has clogged with scale or other debris will reduce the flow. Similarly, if the hot water temperature at your fixture doesn't feel as hot as the unit is set to, you can look at maintenance monitor 31 to see the real-time hot water temperature leaving the unit. If maintenance monitor 31 shows the correct temperature, but the faucet feels significantly cooler, you might have something in the plumbing cooling down the hot water after it leaves the tankless. This is most often caused by a cross connection somewhere in the plumbing. A cross connection is when cold water crosses over into the hot water plumbing where it's not supposed to. This cross connection has the same effect as mixing in cold water at the faucet to make the hot water a little cooler and more comfortable. These are a little more involved in trying to diagnose and usually left to an experienced plumber, but a couple common causes are failed mixing cartridge in a shower or if there's a recirculation system with a failed check valve. The last maintenance monitor we'll talk about before I show you how to access and use these is maintenance monitor 30, the cold water inlet temperature. Now, you may be asking, why does the cold water temperature matter? The tankless just takes that and heats it. And you'd be more or less correct thinking that. However, it goes a little deeper than simply heating cold water. The amount of flow a tankless can provide is determined by the difference between the set temperature and cold water temperature. This is what we call the temperature rise, essentially how much the unit has to raise the temperature. The larger the temperature rise, the less flow the unit can provide. This plays a bigger factor in areas with snowy winter seasons as the cold water coming into the unit will be much colder than in the summertime. As an example, if you can run as many fixtures as you want in the summertime, but in the winter, it seems you can only run 2 or 3 before the water pressure drops, your tankless might have been sized incorrectly for your actual needs. Checking maintenance monitor 30 in the wintertime will tell you the worst case scenario cold water temperature. Subtract that from your desired set temperature, let's say 120 degrees, and you have now established your wintertime temperature rise. You can take that number and check out the specs of your unit on our website and see just how much flow it will be able to provide. This is a key part of properly sizing a tankless that unfortunately sometimes gets overlooked. I'll put a link to our How to Size Tankless video in the description if you want more details on that subject. Now, to wrap things up, I'll show you how to access and check these maintenance monitors on the residential remote, commercial remote, and units with the built-in display window. For residential remotes, start by making note of the set temperature, then press the power button to turn it off. Now press and hold the up and down arrows together until 03 is displayed, and turn the remote back on with the power button. Press the up arrow several times until you get to 14 for flow rate. Currently showing 0. Turn on a fixture or two so the heater fires up. In this case, there's 1.4 gallons per minute. Just imagine a decimal point between the 1 and 4. Press the up button several more times to maintenance monitor 30 for inlet temperature. (68° in this example. Press the up button twice to 31 for the outlet water temperature. This heater is holding right around 120. From there, you can go back down through the same maintenance monitors if you'd like. Once you're done, press and hold the up and down arrows for a few seconds until your set temperature is displayed again. For commercial remotes, start by making note of the set temperature, then press the on-off button to turn it off. Lower the bottom cover and press the up and down arrows for several seconds until item 03 is displayed. Turn the remote back on and press the up button several times until you get to item 14, the flow rate. Turn on a fixture or two so the heater fires up. We're once again showing about 1.4 gallons per minute. Remember the imaginary decimal point between the 1 and 4. Press the up button several more times until you reach item 30, the inlet temperature. Currently 68°. Go up once to item 31 and we now see the outlet temperature, holding right around 120. You may continue checking different maintenance monitors, and when you're done, hold the up and down arrows together for several seconds until your set temperature is displayed again. For display window units, you need to first remove the front cover. Now at the bottom right, you have a display and 5 buttons. We'll only be using the top 3. If your set temperature is not displayed, simply turn on some hot water. The top button is the mode button. Holding it for a few seconds will get you into maintenance monitor mode. These are the up and down buttons you'll use to go to the different maintenance monitors. Press the up button several times until you get to 14. We're showing 1.6 gallons per minute. Again, just imagine a decimal point between the 1 and 6. Press the up button several times to monitor 30, the inlet temperature. Currently showing 72. Press the up button once to 31, showing right around 120 as it's set to. You may continue viewing different maintenance monitors if you'd like. Once finished, press and hold the top mode button for a few seconds. Thank you for watching. Please like and subscribe if you found this helpful.